If you woke up in prehistoric Africa with no claws, no fangs, and no emergency number, how long would you stay off the menu? Not long if you tried surviving alone. We like to imagine humans as nature's final boss. But for much of our evolutionary story, the boss music belonged to somebody else. Big cats stalked quietly. Hyenas tested weak groups. Crocodiles waited beside water. Snakes needed no dramatic soundtrack at all. Early humans were clever, but clever is not the same as safe. Their survival began with a humbling rule: avoid becoming dinner before inventing dinner. The fossil record does not give us a security camera from every ancient campsite. But bones, tooth marks, landscapes, and comparisons with living primates reveal a dangerous world. Hominins shared habitats with cats, hyenas, crocodiles, and other predators. Open ground improved visibility, but also removed hiding places. Trees offered escape for some species, but climbing became less useful as bodies changed. Water brought life and food. Plus a large reptile pretending to be a log. Every useful place could also be an ambush, so survival was not one invention. It was a package of habits, attention, memory, tools, and excellent reasons to remain slightly nervous. The first defense was simple: never be alone. A solitary human was a manageable problem for a predator. A noisy group holding sticks was a committee meeting with consequences. More eyes could scan more directions. More ears could notice a sudden silence. More bodies reduced the chance that one individual would be chosen. And when danger appeared, several humans could shout, throw objects, wave branches, or rush together. This behavior did not make them invincible. It made attacking them expensive. Predators prefer meals that do not produce paperwork, injuries, and 10 angry relatives. Cooperation turned physical weakness into a moving wall of confusion. Groups only help when somebody notices the danger. Early humans probably read landscapes the way we read notifications, except their notifications had teeth. Tracks in mud suggested who had passed. Fresh dung suggested how recently. Bird calls could signal disturbance. A sudden quiet patch could be even more suspicious. Wind direction mattered because scent traveled. Tall grass hid both prey and predator. Riverbanks demanded caution, especially where visibility was poor. The best defense often happened before anyone saw the animal. Attention created extra seconds, and extra seconds could become distance, a tree, a weapon, or an entire future family. In survival, boring observation could outperform heroic last-minute bravery. Where people stopped mattered as much as how they fought. A good campsite offered visibility, nearby resources, and several escape routes. A terrible campsite offered bushes, blind corners, and complementary nighttime screaming. Humans could favor open areas near shelter, use rocks or trees as barriers, and keep vulnerable group members toward the center. They could avoid sleeping beside fresh kills. Where carnivores might return, they could approach water carefully instead of kneeling at the edge like a volunteer snack. None of this required modern engineering. It required local knowledge, repeated experience, and elders who remembered which peaceful-looking patch of reeds was absolutely not peaceful. Night changed the balance. Human vision became less useful, while many predators remained very capable. The obvious solution was not to spread out and hope for excellent luck. People slept near one another, where movement, sound, and shared alertness created protection. Research among Hadza hunter-gatherers found that different sleep schedules and ordinary awakenings left someone awake during nearly every moment of the night. That does not prove every ancient camp worked identically, but it shows how natural differences between early birds and night owls can become group security. Your friend who stays awake at 2 in the morning may be annoying now. Once. That person might have been the alarm system. Then came one of humanity's dramatic upgrades: controlled fire. The exact history of fire use is complex, and evidence varies by place and period. Still, once people could maintain flames reliably, nighttime changed. Fire provided light, warmth, smoke, and a busy zone predators might hesitate to enter. It also helped humans see eyes shining beyond the camp. Burning branches could be moved. Fuel could be added. A circle of people around fire looked less like scattered prey and more like a glowing argument. But fire was never a magical shield. Hungry animals could still approach, and careless humans could still make terrible decisions. Fire improved the odds. It did not cancel nature. Tools pushed the calculation further. A stone in the hand was not just a stone. It was a message traveling at speed. A wooden spear extended reach. A sharp edge helped process food quickly, reducing time spent beside a carcass where larger carnivores might arrive. Thrown objects, loud calls, and coordinated movement could persuade a predator that another target looked easier. Sometimes humans may have scavenged after carnivores. Sometimes they hunted animals themselves. Either way, meat brought them into the same dangerous neighborhoods as powerful competitors. The smartest victory was often not killing a predator. It was collecting food, protecting children, and leaving before the neighborhood association arrived. Weapons mattered, but information multiplied every weapon. One person could discover tracks. The group could remember them. A warning call could change everyone's direction within seconds. Gestures could guide people without advertising their location. Children could learn which animals climbed, charged, stalked, or waited near water. Adults could share routes, seasons, safe sleeping places, and stories about mistakes nobody wanted to repeat. Language eventually made danger portable. A predator did not need to be present for humans to prepare for it. That is a huge advantage. Claws belong to one body. Knowledge can move through an entire group and survive the death of the person who first learned it. Over time, predators faced a new kind of prey. Humans watched back. They traveled together. They remembered ambush points. They carried objects that hurt from a distance they could return tomorrow with more relatives and a very negative attitude. Natural selection did not need to make humans stronger than every cat. It only needed enough humans to notice earlier, cooperate better, and survive more often. Predators also learn. An animal repeatedly chased, struck, or surrounded by people may become cautious around them. The relationship shifted gradually and unevenly. Humans did not wake up one morning as rulers of Earth. They became the meal that fought back, remembered, and organized. Here is the twist. The most important anti-predator tool may not have been fire or spears. It may have been fear. Fear feels like weakness because it makes hearts race and imaginations misbehave. But fear is an early warning system. It focuses attention, prepares muscles, and makes uncertain movement difficult to ignore. The system is deliberately sensitive. Mistaking wind for a predator costs embarrassment. Mistaking a predator for wind can end the family line. So evolution favored many false alarms over one fatal shrug. That may help explain why darkness can make a hanging coat look criminally ambitious. Your brain is not always being ridiculous. Sometimes it is running ancient security software. Today, most people do not share sleeping space with hyenas. We have walls, lights, alarms, and neighbors who complain before predators arrive. Yet the old system remains. We prefer company in uncertain places. We notice sudden silence. We feel safer near light. We exchange warnings, map danger, and form groups when something threatens us. Modern humans may rule much of the planet. But we did not reach this position by becoming fearless. We reached it by turning fear into attention, attention into cooperation, and cooperation into culture. The former prey did not simply grow bigger teeth. It built a shared brain made from many nervous individuals. So which ancient defense do you think changed everything? Fire, weapons, teamwork, or the fear that kept everyone listening?